Tucked away in the heart of the Oxfordshire countryside, you'll find Blenheim Palace. Now, this isn't your average country house. Blenheim's earned its stripes as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a badge of honor for its special place in British history. It's a grand reminder of a famous victory, a reward for bravery on the battlefield, and a shining example of English architecture at its finest. You see, Blenheim Palace was a gift, a thank you from a grateful nation to John Churchill, the first Duke of Marlborough. He'd led the charge to a crucial win at the Battle of Blenheim back in 1704, a victory that cemented his name in the history books and paved the way for one of England's grandest homes. And grand it is. From the moment you clap eyes on it, Blenheim's grandeur hits you. The sheer size of the place is enough to take your breath away. The honey-colored stone practically glows in the sunshine, and intricate carvings decorate the front of the building. It's a powerful statement of wealth and influence for sure, but it's also a haven of beauty and peace. Surrounding the palace, you've got over 2,000 acres of parkland, landscaped by the legendary Capability Brown. Think stunning views and tranquil walks. Blenheim's where history and nature come together, a place with something for everyone. Blenheim Palace is a prime example of English Baroque architecture, a style all the rage in England during the late 1600s and early 1700s. Think dramatic use of space, lavish decorations, and a real sense of movement and grandeur. The design was a collaboration between two of the biggest names in architecture at the time, Sir John Vanbrugh and Nicholas Hawksmoor. Vanbrugh was known for his theatrical flair and his love of striking views, while Hawksmoor was a master of detail and a bit of an engineering whiz. Together, they created a building that's both awe-inspiring and surprisingly well-balanced. The palace facade is a feast for the eyes, a mix of towers, columns, and statues, but the inside's just as impressive. Step inside, and you're greeted by a series of lavish staterooms, decked out with exquisite furniture, tapestries, and paintings. They offer a peek into the lives of the aristocracy back in the 1700s. The English Baroque style didn't last long, but it left its mark on the English landscape. And Blenheim Palace? Well, it's arguably its crowning glory, a testament to the ambition, artistry, and sheer boldness of its creators. The gardens at Blenheim Palace are every bit as impressive as the palace itself. They were designed by Lancelot Capability Brown, the most sought-after landscape architect of the 18th century. Brown's nickname came from his knack for seeing the potential in any landscape, his ability to transform ordinary fields and woods into breathtaking gardens. Before Brown worked his magic, the gardens at Blenheim were formal and geometric, typical of the 17th century. Brown swept away these rigid designs, replacing them with a more natural, flowing landscape. He created sweeping lawns, winding lakes, and clusters of trees that looked as if they'd sprouted naturally. Brown's aim was to create a landscape that seemed shaped by nature, not by human hand. He wanted visitors to feel like they were strolling through a picturesque painting, and he pulled it off. The gardens at Blenheim are a masterpiece of landscape gardening. These days you can explore the gardens on foot, by bike, or even by rowboat. There are miles of paths and trails to discover, and tucked away among the trees are temples, follies, and other architectural gems. The gardens at Blenheim are a place to unwind, to reflect, and to reconnect with nature. We can't talk about Blenheim Palace without mentioning its most famous son, Sir Winston Churchill. Born at Blenheim in 1874, Churchill spent a good chunk of his childhood there and always considered it his ancestral home. Churchill's connection to Blenheim is undeniable. You can feel his presence throughout the palace, in the room where he was born, in the chapel where he's buried, and in the countless portraits and photographs that line the walls. Churchill himself called Blenheim the most beautiful place in the world, and it's easy to see why. The palace and its grounds played a key role in shaping his life and his outlook. It was at Blenheim that he developed his love of history, his passion for politics, and his deep sense of patriotism. Today you can learn more about Churchill's life and legacy at the Churchill exhibition. This fascinating exhibition features a collection of his personal belongings, documents, and photographs, tracing his journey from his privileged upbringing to his wartime leadership. A visit to Blenheim Palace is like stepping back in time, and nowhere is this more evident than in the staterooms. These grand apartments were where the Duke and Duchess of Marlborough entertained important guests, a testament to the family's wealth and status. The staterooms are a feast for the senses, a riot of color, texture, and opulence. You'll be greeted by soaring ceilings, sparkling chandeliers, and walls adorned with priceless tapestries and paintings. Each room has its own unique character and charm. The red drawing room, used for receiving guests, is dominated by a magnificent fireplace and a series of portraits of the Dukes of Marlborough. The green writing room, used for more informal gatherings, features a collection of 18th century furniture and porcelain, and the long library is one of the most impressive rooms in the palace, home to over 10,000 books. It was once described by the diarist John Evelyn as a most graceful and incomparable work. Today, the staterooms are open to the public. You can explore them at your own pace, or take a guided tour to learn more about the history and significance of each room. While the staterooms offer a glimpse into the public life of the Marlborough family, the private apartments provide a more intimate portrait. These rooms were used by the family on a daily basis, offering a fascinating insight into their private world. Located on the east side of the palace, the private apartments are more modest in scale than the staterooms, but they're no less luxurious. The rooms are decorated in a variety of styles, reflecting the changing tastes of the Marlborough family over the centuries. Highlights of the private apartments include the Duke's dressing room, which features a collection of 18th century sporting paintings, the Duchess's sitting room, decorated in a delicate floral pattern, and the nurseries, which provide a charming glimpse into the lives of the Marlborough children. The private apartments aren't always open to the public, but when they are, they offer a unique opportunity to step back in time and experience life as it was lived by one of Britain's most illustrious families. The Churchill exhibition is a must-see for any visitor to Blenheim Palace. It tells the story of Sir Winston Churchill's life and legacy, from his birth at Blenheim to his death in 1965. Located in the palace's former stables, the exhibition features a collection of Churchill's personal belongings, documents, and photographs. You can explore his childhood, learn about his time as a soldier, a journalist, and a politician, relive his finest hour as Britain's wartime leader, and reflect on his legacy as one of the most significant figures of the 20th century. Highlights of the exhibition include the room where Churchill was born, which has been left largely unchanged since 1874. You can also see his Nobel Prize for Literature and the desk where he wrote his famous wartime speeches. The Churchill exhibition is a fitting tribute to a great man, a must-see for anyone interested in British history or anyone who wants to learn more about one of the most remarkable figures of our time. Blenheim Palace isn't just a historic house. It's a lively destination that hosts a wide range of events throughout the year. From grand firework displays to intimate concerts, there's something for everyone to enjoy. One of the highlights of the year is the Battle Proms Picnic Concert, a spectacular event that takes place in July. Think full orchestra, cannons, fireworks, and even a Spitfire display. You can bring your own picnic or enjoy the food and drink on offer from the many stalls and bars. Other popular events include the annual Game Fair, a celebration of country life, and the Salon Privé, a must for car enthusiasts, featuring a display of some of the world's rarest and most expensive cars. At Christmas, Blenheim Palace is transformed into a magical winter wonderland. You can enjoy the illuminated light trail, browse the Christmas market, and even meet Father Christmas himself. Blenheim Palace is located in Woodstock, Oxfordshire, and is easily accessible by car or public transport. It's open to the public year-round, but opening times vary, so it's always best to check the website before you visit. Tickets can be purchased online or at the gate. There are a variety of ticket options available, so you can choose to visit the palace, the gardens, or both. There are also discounts for families and groups. Once you're at Blenheim, there's plenty to see and do. Allow plenty of time to explore the palace and its grounds. Take a stroll through the formal gardens, get lost in the maze, or simply relax and enjoy the views. Blenheim Palace is a truly special place. It's a place where history comes to life, a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It's a place that will stay with you long after you've left. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your visit today.